I've noticed in your best summary questions, y'all are sometimes still missing those, and those are almost like gimme questions on the STAR test. We've spent some time on understanding how to answer the author, how we can best support this answer. We've looked over questions that ask us to support ideas. Reader can conclude, but we still also need to take a look at the summary questions. So what I have noticed is in the past on standardized tests, you could simply get away with asking yourself, did the summary talk about beginning, middle, and end? And this still works. But now there is another part to this that's a little different. And I kind of call it the so now part. Okay, it's like the so what? So now what happens, right? So there's the beginning, middle, and end of the article. So now what? Right? It's almost tying back to the whole reason that the author wrote the article, or what's the reason and what did he want us to take away from this article? What lesson? So now what? Okay? So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So for instance, Aaron Wheels Fotheringham was born with a condition that prevents him from using his legs. Is that the beginning? Yes. And I know this because I've already done this thinking here to the side, right? And I've also road mapped here to the left. So I've said what is said in the sections, and I've also talked or made notes to myself here about how the author goes about giving me the information. Those are important parts. So I know that this is the beginning, right? Aaron competes even though he's in a wheelchair and has this condition. All right, he's incapable of walking because of spina bifida. So Aaron Wheels Fotheringham was born with a condition that prevents him from using his legs. By performing stunts in his wheelchair, he has become an extreme sports celebrity who continually works to perfect new tricks. I know that this is correct because in this area right here, Aaron, he crashed in the beginning when he learned tricks, but he works on new stunts, and here it says he's become recognized, so I know that he's famous. So this part is the middle, so I can say yes, that's the middle. That continually works to perfect new tricks. This is correct here because it talks about perfecting the tricks. And then, so now what? Well, so now he has used his fame to help encourage others. So I look here at the end, and it talks about he challenges all of us to look for possibilities and let our dreams soar. So when I look at this ending part here, this last wrap-up of the article, the words, he has used his fame to help encourage others, that whole looking for possibilities and let our dreams soar, that's encouraging. So that is a possible, it has the so now what, right? That's a bigger so what. So this is a possibility. Aaron Wheels, and I know in answering any kind of question, I show my rationale, and I go through and I prove or disprove every answer. Aaron Wheels Fotheringham uses a wheelchair to compete in extreme sports contests. Well, they kind of skipped the whole part about his condition. And they went all the way down here. So that starts off in the middle. So there's no beginning part, right? But there is the middle. He has won several contests and keeps learning new tricks. This is out of order right here. I know from this work that I've done over here that it's out of order. Yes? So he learned new tricks before he did this. So that's no. Aaron was born with spina bifida, a condition that makes him unable to use his legs. Is that the beginning? Yeah. As a child, he wanted to keep up with his siblings, so he learned to do tricks in his wheelchair. So yeah, that's the middle. That is what happened next. He can do many stunts, which he demonstrates during extreme sports contests. So he can do many stunts, sorry. That's kind of still in the middle, right? It's right here. Examples of stunts. Works on stunts. So they've left out, they did 2 middles instead of the end. So this is like times 2 for me, so that doesn't work because there's no end. And he can now do many stunts, which he demonstrates during extreme sports contests. So now what? There's not a so now what. So that's a no. Aaron regularly competes and wins his BMX freestyle contest while in a wheelchair. We just skipped almost to the very end, right? He is an internet celebrity and has appeared on television. That's almost like the middle, right? That's where that talks about his person of the week down here. And then then he talks about he now develops wheelchairs that can be used for extreme sports. Yeah, that's at the end. It does talk about it just a little bit. So if I say, so now what? It doesn't match up to this at the end, does it? There is so now what? So, as you can see, it does take you going through and analyzing every sentence and finding where it is and using that support to answer these summary questions in the best way possible. So remember, you just don't start at the beginning, middle, and end. You don't leave it there. You have to ask yourself, so now what? Okay? Go ahead and turn and talk to a partner about the steps and questions and thinking that you heard me doing as I went through and answered the best summary questions.